Watch Dr. Drew's new show at 9 on HLN. Weeknights on HLN.
And Larry Flynt is joining me now. He's the author of One Nation Under Sex. Now, Larry, many Americans are still really angry with the verdict. Do you think they really want to see her naked?
Well, I didn't. After the verdict came down, although I agreed with it, I still felt that she was probably complicit in the death of the child.
In some way.
So I didn't feel marketing-wise that there was anything there, possibly other than the interviews. I never dreamed that they would be wanting photographs. But I just completed a 20-city book tour. I started in Boston and ended in Houston. And I'm telling you, people would come up to me by the dozens and say, "Why haven't you made her an offer to pose? You don't realize what a great hairdresser and a makeup artist can do. You know, we want to see the cooch, you know? I mean, just like the other guys." And so I thought about it, and I figured, well, why not? I don't know who's being harmed by it.
Well, you know, I talked to Steve Hirsch, who's the president of Vivid Video, a porn company, and he said he originally made an offer and then rescinded it because the outcry was so profound, and he felt like he was disturbing people rather than giving them something they wanted. Are you getting that kind of outcry from your?
I've had the same kind of outcry, but you know, you deal with excesses. I don't. I don't have time for people's excesses who can't control themselves. Like I own a casino, and people say, "Doesn't it bother you that problem gamblers come in here and lose their money?" Well, that's maybe only 1% of my business, but I really can't deal with those kind of issues. And it's the same as these people who are protesting the conviction, who, for the first time in their life, they've got a purpose. They can voice their opinion and they can protest, but they won't let it go. And if they would just understand that we can't dismantle our jury system just because we don't like the verdict.
We've had lots of conversations about that. Let me ask this. Is there anyone you wouldn't ask if people were interested in? Is there anyone you wouldn't ask to pose?
Well, I got a lot of criticism in 1975 when I published nude photos of Jackson Kennedy Onassis. Nobody else would touch them, and I published them. I made $20 million in the process, but that's then and this is now. But it's not the photographs of the person that you're publishing as much as it is the icon status of the individual. Nobody really wants to see Queen Elizabeth nude, but if she was, you could sell more magazines than anybody else.
So it's the iconic status that,
yeah.
Is it tearing down an iconic status,
no,
or?
It's really, there is a morbid theme. There's a sexual component, but it's also morbid. And the only thing I can compare this to is people who marry others who are in prison.
Like Richard Ramirez, the
with
serial
no
killer.
chance of a conjugal visit. But Richard Ramirez, this hillside stringer we just mentioned, he got more marriage proposals in prison than anybody else in history.
That doesn't gross you out?
Sure, it gave me thought for pause. It's just like I was wrong on Casey Anthony because I didn't feel there would be any marketing appeal beyond possibly an interview. You know,
Doesn't gross you out?
Huh?
Aren't you a little? Doesn't make you feel a little?
Well, no, I think a lot of people really felt that she was complicit in the death of her child.
And then you're going to publish nude photos of her.
You explained to me how in Houston, I had at least a dozen cowboys come up to me and wanted to see photographs of her in the nude. Now, I can't make the connection. Maybe you can. But there's a market out there for it.
And so you'll exploit the market no matter what?
Absolutely.
Okay.